Hey guys, it's Abigail. Thank you so much for coming and welcome to my first Saturday video.
So I was just editing this video and I wanted to quickly pop in and mention that I know this isn't technically my first Saturday video, but I don't count last Saturday's video as the first one because that was basically you guys just watching me get my hair trimmed, so now I have bangs. But this one is actually me getting back into normally what I do and talking. So without further ado, you can keep watching your video.
So today I'm just going to be organizing. This is definitely going to be a different type of video, but these shelves are a mess, as you can see. But what I am going to try to be doing is getting rid of this stuff and instead moving this box down here with like all the stuff that's in it. And then I have my stack of books here, which is, again, messy. So I'm going to put these stack of books down where this box would be if I swapped boxes. So it's actually going to be up here. So I'm going to try to just put it up here so that way I can reach the books super easily and be able to like read them as I want to. So I will be talking about the books as I'm like organizing and stuff, so that way you guys can just know if the books are any good or not. So let's begin. So the first item on the list is remove this box. Now that that's out of the way, literally, then we're going to shift this box down here. Perfect. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're going to take this stack of messy books and make it look really nice right here. So that is what I'm super excited to do. We have like a couple like white shelves that go right here, which is actually pretty handy because then I can just like move them around if I want to raise them, if I want to lower them, I can do any of that. So we're not going to mess with that. We're just going to put the books up here. The first thing that I have right here is actually just a notebook that I'm using. So that doesn't need to go on there. These are very messy, but handmade guitar tab that I wrote for a song that that I like playing because it's like really fun. I think it's called 1,000 Years, I think is what it's called. It's a really fun song to play. But the next thing on the list is my Bible. So we will... it's kind of a thicker one. I'll leave this to put it closer to the top, even though it's heavy, so it should go on the bottom. That's how you're supposed to stack books. But I think that it's one of the things that I'm going to be reading more than a lot of the pleasure books, so I will keep it so that way I can put it on the top. Alright, next thing on the list is this book called Cape Refuge by Terry Blackstock. Never actually read it, but I've heard good things about it, and I think that I should read it soon. So that is how I'm going to be doing this. Let me just check something out, though. Fully. Okay. Okay, I can, you guys can't really see, but, like, I can put two books side by side, which is actually really nice, because I thought that I'd only be able to do one, and then I'd have to put a stack behind it, but this looks like I can put two stacks. So yay, thank you, Jesus, for that. Okay, so now we're going to go with the O'Malley series. I want to keep that together. This is actually technically the first book in the series, so that is good to read. This is like the next book, but since it's smaller, I'm going to put it on top of the O'Malley series, which the O'Malley series, it has lots of books in it. And it's written by D. Henderson, and they're super good books. I'm actually borrowing some of these books, actually all of these ones, from my sister. So I'll need to return them to her, so they're not actually going to be staying permanently here. I just want to, while I'm still reading them again, I just want them to actually be able to look nice. This book I've been reading, it's Smokescreen by Terry Blackstock. I like Terry Blackstock, that's why this one is also her. But, yeah, that's a really good book. It's super sweet, It's like about this guy who, like, he's a smoke jumper, which I didn't know what that was until I read this, but it's like a person who jumps from helicopters in order to fight fire, so it's like a firefighter, but like they're on a helicopter or a plane and they jump out of it with like a parachute in order to be able to land in the really intense fires. So he does that, and then he gets burned, so then he has to step back and can't fight fires anymore. So then he has to be on the sidelines, and then the story's about while he's recovering, he's just fixing things in his past that were really broken, and he'd run away from them because he didn't want to deal with them. He was just like, I'm done with this situation, so he left, and then he came back, and this is about him, like, re-finding out who he... Anyways, back to this. We're going to put D. Henderson's last book on top. Now, this book, I was just reading, actually. I just finished it. It's called Ink on His Fingers by Luis A. Vernon. Don't know if I'm saying that properly, but this book is really fun. It's about typewriting and how people used to, for copying the Bible, then they would have like the popes, there we go. They would have them write down, they would like write down by hand the Bible and they would copy it like that. But then this guy wanted to copy it by machine, so then he created this machine, which he wasn't the first person to do typewriting with it, but I think it's like the Chinese, he said, or something like that, were the first to use it, but then he was just wanting to like share it and be able to make the Bible faster and not take so many years to be able to just copy one Bible. This way he could copy several at the same time. So that is something that's super fun, and I liked reading that. Since I don't have any more Terry Blackstock books right here, I'm just going to start putting my pleasure books there right now. So I have that. Then this book I've talked about before, Finding Your Fairy Tale Ending by Cherry Cole. It's super sweet. It's about this girl's, like, just this girl's basically testimony. It's about her life and just how she went through tough times and how she got, like, better out of her tough times. So, yeah, it's, like, it's super sweet, and I would highly recommend that you would read this, or if you're not a girl, I would suggest not reading it, because otherwise it's not the same, because it's kind of like a diary for a girl. So it's really good, and I love the book, but I would just say that it's good for girls to read, and it's by Girls Living for God. It's about this girl named Cherry Cole, though. I'm super sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. I contacted her, and she actually said that her mom created her own name, so I don't know if I'm saying that right or not, but Girls Living for God is a really sweet company, and it's just like, they make such inspirational things, and they're really fun. So I would highly recommend following them on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, so that way you can just, I'm not sure if they're on Facebook. I know they're on Instagram, but then you can just like see them and just find out more about them, and it's really fun. This one is actually another book that I'm borrowing from a friend. This is called Kingdom's Dawn by Chuck Black. There's actually a whole nother series, which I keep the series above my bed, so that's on the shelf, but this one is my favorite one of them, and I think it's the first book as well, so I'm going to just keep it there for now. This is another, like, it's just a notebook. I honestly don't have a lot written in it. It's more written in the beginning of it, not so much the end of it. So that I don't think I'm going to put up there. Ooh, this book was actually in my box that I pulled out. This book is called Two Collars. It's a very sweet book. It's very, very sad at the beginning, though, but it gets better. It's by Jerry Massey, and it is such a fun book to read. It's, like, very sweet. It's intense in parts, and it's, like I said, really sad in others, but it is really fun to read, and I like it. Excuse me. This is another Kingdom series, because it's called the Kingdom series, and so the first one was Kingdom's Dawn, this one's Kingdom's Edge. This is book 3, and this is book 1. So there's a lot of them, so I'm just going to kind of keep them together because I don't want to lose them, and I will be giving them back to my friend whenever I see them next. So, let us see. I don't think that there's anything that I need to put on the shelves book-wise in my blue box that I had. So I think we're basically done. I think this looks really nice and it's pretty clean and neat. I am going to put a journal. I'm going to put that there. And I'm actually, since I have enough room, I am going to put this journal right here, which that is like kind of journal, kind of. It's kind of both a journal and just a notebook. It's super fun. This is how I've been learning a lot of Spanish. This is El Nuevo Testamento. It is the New Testament, and it's in Spanish, and it's really fun because then I can compare it to my English Bible, and then I can just look at different verses and see what works and like not what works because everything works, but like I can see how things compare and like different words. And it's really cool and really helpful. So if you're trying to learn a new language, I would suggest getting a regular Bible and then getting a Bible that is in the language that you're trying to learn. And it's really helpful to be able to just learn things properly, because otherwise some apps you don't know. Like I use this app named Duolingo, but that's super helpful and I love it. It's free, it's really fun, but I don't know if everything is correct because I don't know anybody that speaks like really, really fluid Spanish. Well, I do know some people, but I don't talk to them about it. So because of that, then I don't talk to them about it. So I don't know if Duolingo is teaching me right. But this, I know it is correct. So that's super fun. Then I'll just place my Bible on top. Actually, I'm going to turn it sideways so it can be across both books, kind of saying that it's over everything. That just kind of something that I really like. And next we will go right underneath. Okay, this book, I was letting my niece borrow it to read, but then it wasn't working out. So this book is it's a book that I used to read. I used to love this series so much. It's a Pet Vet series. This is called The Mare's Tale. It's by Daryl and Sally Odgers. And there's I think 7 of them. And that's a fun series to read. If you're just wanting a light read, wanting to laugh, and just wanting a funny book. That is, this is a paper that I was writing things down for a guitar, but I had never finished learning that song. Okay, now in here I have a folder, and so I'm just going to put my bigger notebooks right there, because I think that's where I can easily store them, and that'll be pretty nice. But then down here it's very messy. This is actually a notepad, or not a notepad, a mouse pad, but I have a mouse, I just don't really use it very much. When I'm using my computer, I don't generally tend to gravitate towards using my mouse. I just like using the pad instead, whatever that thing is called. Ooh, also, the whole reason that I created, because there's a shelf right here, I don't know if you can see that, but the reason I put 2 shelves like this is that way I can put my computer, because you see how this is like sticking out and not actually flat like it was supposed to be? It's sticking out because my computer is too big for the box, but I didn't have a good place for mine. Oh goodness, I have so many cords. Ugh, I need to sort those and so that way they don't get bent. I'm gonna put my computer right there. That makes it look really nice. And that way I could actually, okay, this is still it's still bent. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna pull it out, turn it, and put it back in, because the box is supposed to be square, so it should be the same all around. This will hopefully be able to, okay. Oh no, this side is sticking out. I don't know why it's sticking out so much. Wow. It's really funny when I find to-do lists. I already completed it, but I don't know why. I didn't throw it away. I just kind of stuck it back. Well, this overall I think looks so much better than it did. I still need to go through my box of miscellaneous stuff that I pulled out from underneath here. But yeah, so thank you guys for joining us today. And I will see you on Tuesday. Have a great day. Bye.